Everyone in the service industry has a story. Crazy customers, wild orders, and WTF moments. Do you want to start a tab? The podcast here to bring you those tales from behind the bar. My name's Carl. I've been bartending for 13 years, give or take now, and it's excellent.
It's excellent.
It's excellent.
There's nothing more you want to say to that?
Nope.
Okay, I'm Riley. I was in the service industry for a little bit, but now I enjoy observing people in the service industry.
There you go.
And people interacting with people in the service industry.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Yes.
So what we like to do here on this lovely little podcast is read stories about the hospitality industry, talk about it, discuss it. That's the same fucking thing. And it could have been handled differently. Was it handled properly? Who's the hero? Who's the asshole? We rate the story 1 through 5, 1 being your average story, 5 being a story that you've never heard before and probably never see again in your life.
Right.
And since we are over the age of 21, we like to drink adult beverages. And today we're doing a riff of a riff. Basically, I made a cocktail called the Disgruntled Bee, which is a riff of a bee's knees. So a bee's knees is lemon juice, honey syrup, and lemon juice. Wait, a bee's knees is gin, honey syrup, and lemon juice.
Yes.
A Disgruntled Bee, I split the base spirit to be gin and Amaro Nino, which is pretty good. And today I wanted to do a little bit more gin, less Amaro Nino, and added a dash of bitters. Oh.
You good?
No.
That martini's kicking your butt, isn't
Probably
it?
not. So on our previous episode, I drank my first real martini. I think now it's starting to woo woo.
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I mean, you've had a Vesper. Is that not a real martini? We had dirty martinis.
I sipped one sip of a dirty martini. I guess what I meant to say is I had my first classic gin martini.
Okay.
But you're right, a Vesper martini, that does sound fucking good. We just don't have any Blanc vermouth right now. Okay. Would you like to start? Would you like me to start?
I'll go first this time.
Thank God.
This was posted 25 days ago by Not a Blastoise in the Bartenders subreddit. It is called Guy Threatened to Fight Me Last Night. Been a long time since someone has gotten this shitty with me, so I thought y'all would enjoy the story. Bar I work at definitely gives off dive vibes. Owner insists it isn't, but if it looks like a duck, etc. A group of 30 people show up to celebrate their friend's birthday. They are immediately rude to my coworker and me, but whatever. There's a part of the bar where we don't have any seats, specifically so people can come up to us and order. They kept going out of their way to stand there and had to be told to move many times. This one guy in this group goes to buy shots for 6 people, and I asked if he wanted an open tab or close it. He realizes that he doesn't have his wallet on him, and his friend has to cover it. Whatever, a little douchey, but whatever. They continue to stand in front of the portion of the bar where we ask people not to stand, and I once again mention that they need to move. The guy starts to joke with me and say, well, if I give you a big tip, can I stand here? And I said, you don't even have your wallet. Man, set him off. He had that look of him seeing red. I know, I've had that look many times in my life. His friends had to calm him down. There's a second bar in the building, so I had a coworker from that bar swap with me to attempt to de-escalate the situation. From what I understand, very shortly after, the manager came and cut the whole group off. Happy holidays, y'all.
How long ago was this?
25 days.
Oh, shit. Wow.
You don't even have your wallet.
Dude, I love making snappy comebacks like that because as a bartender, you learn how to be snappy back and just say
witty. Yeah.
Witty.
You have to be like on your game. Just be able to rapid fire it back.
Yeah. And that is great. I hate when people I get it. Like if there's no real way to say what part of the bars for like a cocktail server to come up and get their cocktails at, got to tell people it's annoying, but people who just keep standing there no matter what, they look at you as if you're the asshole.
Right. You get to be told twice before I start screaming at you.
Right. Yeah. I've worked at bars and I've seen other people do it. Like you just tell the bartenders like, what the fuck, man? Like just move out of the way. Get out of the way because everyone else is here to be served. But then like I've done that before. I forgot my wallet or someone like, fuck.
Right.
But then like you know, I think I always go get it. I'm like, I'll be right back. It's in my car or it's at the table.
Right.
I'll go be right back. But then the audacity of him to say, "What if I give you a big tip?" Like,
And
you
then to get mad to be reminded that you don't have your wallet, dude.
Right.
You forgot your wallet. You can't be mad at me for
It's like, I hate when people say, "I'm going to give you a big tip." That means you're barely going to be a 20%er.
right.
You're
that
barely
means
going to be.
You were going to tip me 5%. Now you're going to tip me 10.
Yeah. Ugh. That's funny. That's awesome.
I don't think this is an exceptional story. But first, we got to go. Who's the asshole in this story? To me, it sounds like everybody in that party was an asshole.
They all had to get cut off.
They all had to get cut off. They had to be told numerous times not to stand there. Like this party was just a bunch of disrespectful people.
Agreed.
Sounds like everybody. If they had to cut the party off.
There had to be some shit going on.
Right.
But this is just normal drunken behavior,
Yeah.
especially when there's no seats, you know, so like
Right.
you got to be standing room only.
Right.
So this also reminds me of fucking people who stop in the middle of the hallway or in the middle of like
if you're
open
in the
space, they just stop to do like look at their phone or think of something, and then when you like you're in my fucking way now
Right.
too. Now I have to like
or
stop.
like in the grocery store if you have a cart but you're in the middle of the aisle so people can't go around you.
Yep.
Like you just
Yeah.
pull over. Just pull over.
And they get
Like
I can't pull over anymore, man. I'm all pulled all the way over. It's because then they get mad at you as if you're the asshole. Like
Right.
I'll move people's carts and they get mad at you. I touched their cart. It's in my fucking way. Or if I accidentally like, you know, when they stop in the middle hallway and you have to do a quick sidestep and you accidentally brush them because
because they cut you off.
yeah, and like they get mad at me like, oh, you touched me.
This one of my biggest like simmering rage elicitors is when people just are unaware of their surroundings.
Yeah.
And I know I've been guilty of it a time or two, but like
I think that happens to all of us.
But like you can tell that there are people out there who were never taught to be courteous, like of the people around them, or who were never taught to just like be aware.
Right. They want us to be aware of them.
Right.
But they don't want to be aware of anyone else.
Right. And like Aldi is my favorite grocery store, but I hate going in there because these people are rampant.
That and Walmart are some of the worst places to go and interact with people.
But it's like, just pay just a little bit of attention. And it just like, I'll just simmer with rage for the rest of the day after I go to Aldi.
Yeah, that's a true story, guys. It's just like, I'll get a text message. I fucked up. I came at the wrong time. Or this
Don't
or
even
that.
start with me. You can't even park at Aldi before you get mad.
That's just anywhere in general.
You're not allowed to go to the store anymore. Well, I couldn't find it, but this is close enough.
Costs 3 times as much.
But yes, the whole just like absolutely no care in the world about anybody around them or like, yeah. So that's this group. Honestly, for me, this story gets a 1, just a flat 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a 1-2 because of the same. It's common as shit, especially at. Well, I also find it funny that he calls it a dive bar, but the owner doesn't want to call it a dive bar because some people think it's disrespectful calling bars dive bars. Like, no, it's exactly what it is. You can call it a neighborhood bar, same fucking thing, just
Right.
2 different names.
Right.
I don't know. That part is just funny when you start off with that, where the owner does not like it being called a dive bar. But so if you have a little one story that you want to share with us, something that's lighthearted, fun, you think would get a good laugh out of it, let us know. Or do you have something that you're like, there's no way these guys have heard of it?
Right.
Let us know. We have a subreddit called Do You Want to Start a Tab? It's in the link of any description of the podcast player that you're listening to this on. Or if you like to verbally tell us your story, we have a phone number, 563-277-0072, and we'd love to hear it. And then also share this podcast with your friends and family. We are growing every week, which is exciting, and we appreciate everyone. And yeah, just share it with a friend or family. Like, listen to these 2 idiots talk about bar stories.
Listen to Carl ramble. You can tell how many episodes that we have recorded / how much we drank prior to. The more rambly every episode gets.
You're welcome.
Also, side note, this is only Amaro's second second attendance during a recording session. She's usually hiding.
Right. It is weird to see
this episode and the last episode, she has joined us, and I'm so thrilled. She's so cute.
So if you want to know what we're talking about, go watch us on YouTube. So we're going to continue in the Bartenders subreddit in the horror story thread that someone started, and there's just a bunch of stories on there, and it's kind of like they're a little shorter, a little quicker to the point, but they still get the job done of providing entertainment for all of us.
Yes.
And education. This is an entertainment and education podcast.
Yes.
All right. Telefunky 665 4 years ago. Was a quiet Sunday and was closing down. Handful of groups still finishing their drinks. A guy walks in and goes straight to the toilet, so I decided to keep an eye out. Yeah. I see one of the customers eyeing up the way towards the toilet, which is out of my vision from the bar. So I peek over and see that he's trying to break into the glass display just around from the bar, which has bottles of vodka and gin inside of it. I fly over the bar top and grab him before escorting him out and calling the police. When I grabbed him, he went completely limp. He was definitely high, as he wasn't replying to anything I said and was delirious. Kind of spooked me for a bit, so I tried not to let the customers in just to use the toilets at night unless it's obviously an emergency. That's it. I mean, I've had people, so at the hotel, Dubuque was in downtown, or the hotel was in downtown Dubuque, and you get, people who are completely fucked up on either drugs, alcohol, a combination of both. And you can see them. There's 2 double doors, or there's 2 sets of doors, or whatever you want to say. So they get through the first set, and there's like, a 10-foot space before you get to the other set.
Vestibule, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see that, and you're like, fuck. Like, I don't mind serving whoever, but sometimes they just ramble on about shit, and you're just like, ugh. But, if they want to use the bathroom, I never gave a shit if they use the bathroom or not.
Okay.
What?
Sometimes they come in, they just ramble. I never cared. But, like, I don't want to. You started, 4 thoughts, but didn't finish any of them.
No, that was finishing them.
Oh, okay.
Just in a good Carl way. But I guess I don't mind that they use the bathroom, right? If they need to use the bathroom, use the fucking bathroom, man. I don't give a shit,
But don't try to steal booze.
Yeah, don't try to steal booze. Get the fuck out of here on that note. Like, what the fuck? And then he goes limp after getting, not tackled, but seems like just approached,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. So, this story is really nothing. It's just, it kind of happens no matter what type of establishment you're at, because, anymore you see a lot of places that say restrooms for customers only, not for public use.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. Just a little tidbit of shit that even I dealt with even at a higher end establishment.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what I would give this story, because, you see people fucked up a lot. And you see people pass out a lot. Mm-hmm. Theoretically you shouldn't, but it's not uncommon.
It's going to happen.
But I want to know what else happened. I want more details. I want to know.
That's what these threads.
What do you mean this guy went limp? Were you trying to strong arm him, escort him out, or were you trying to be like, yo, buddy, you need to get out of here?
Right. I don't know. There's a couple different replies, but this one's hilarious. The guy goes, I get that. My pub between two college bars, I consistently get people coming in just to use the bathroom while bar hopping. Always nice to clean up shit and barf with someone that didn't even buy a drink.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that's obviously why you only let your own customers, but it's hard if you're a busy bar to keep everyone in and out.
Right. That's partially why, if I need to use the restroom, I make sure to patronize that establishment.
Where were we?
We were in Dallas. And I had to pee so bad, but there were only two single restrooms in this bar that was packed to the gills.
It was packed, yeah.
It was packed to the gills. And then there were people waiting outside. Mm-hmm. And next door there was a
little convenience
store. Yeah. And I was like, I promise I will buy something. I just really have to pee.
And the guy's just laughing. I was like, okay, whatever.
I'm shithouse at this point. But I think I spent like $40 in there.
I don't know what I
I
don't
bought
remember.
a bunch of fizzy water stuff
Oh,
and
yeah.
a bunch of
You bought like the same item, but 3 variations of that same item.
Yeah, it's like the water tablets that make your water fizzy but also have vitamins in them.
Yeah.
And then some gum,
Yeah.
some mints.
Yeah. You just bought
I think I bought some snacks.
probably. But yeah, I mean, I think the story is just it's a 1-6 just because of the stealing thing.
Right.
You know, people come in and being jerks, just use the bathroom. It didn't even seem like this guy was a jerk until he tried stealing it.
Right.
You know, I've seen it multiple times. It's always going to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to give it a 1.5 just for the passing out. But like,
Yeah.
I still think that this is just like drunk people try to steal shit, especially fucked up people try to steal shit.
Yep, exactly. So this is a little shorter episode, and you know, sometimes just the stories were both short and not much to say about them because they're just common stories, which is perfectly fine. I will say this: next week, our 50th episode,
Yes.
it's going to be a smidge longer than this.
Just a smidge.
It might be longer than the Steve episode, and so we'll have to wait and see. But just remember, when you're out there enjoying yourselves, especially when it's a little colder out, don't be a dick. Tip your bartenders and drink fucking responsibly.